hater, how you doing? What's up? Everybody on your feet, get up. Good laughs, good people, good vibes. Get ready, cause it's about that time. To clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Laugh it up, laugh it up, laugh it up. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Laugh it up, laugh it up, laugh it up. Everybody get ready. Everybody get ready. Everybody get ready. Everybody get ready.
What up, y'all? Everybody get your ass ready. The show is Hot Topics. I'm Rodney Perry, and we're about to get started right now. I'm in here with some of the most awesome folks, and we're going to bring them in. We're going to bang through these hot topics, and we're going to get out of here, man. My first guest is a fabulous comedian. We've been friends many years. Well, I mean, that's true. Everybody on the panel today. Corinne, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Rodney?
Hey, I can't thank you enough. Are you growing your hair out?
A little bit, but I think I'm going to cut it again.
So what is it with women? Y'all cut your hair every 12 seconds.
Well, for me, I'm doing it just so I can get booked more. That's the only reason. Otherwise,
really?
it would
The short hair goes. You get booked more with short hair. Yeah. Awesome. All right, stay right there. Let me check my next guest. The business bully.
Easy.
Yo, what man, up? I can't keep coming on the show enough, man. Always love your energy, man. What's the best business tip? I heard that there's going to be the biggest exchange of wealth during this time right now. Is that true?
Absolutely, man. There's never been a more captive audience in our lifetime. You know, there's never been this type of global situation since the Spanish flu. So that was 103 years ago. So right now, people are looking to change. People don't want to go back to work. People are looking to start businesses, grow businesses, get funding. So I think right now you're about to see the greatest exchange of wealth if people are willing to put in the work.
Wow. What are they? They're right there. I'm coming back to you. All right. This is not just my show and the guest show, but it's your show. All of you guys tuning in, please know that we are ready for you. Boom. What's up? Keandra is in the building. What up, Latasha Brown? Hey, Tasha, how you doing? Calvin, I see you, brother. Good evening to you as well. And Miss Lynette in the building from Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. My next guest, man, I've been knowing this lady forever. She might be a little challenged when it comes to hooking up these things, but she's funny as all get out. She's my life coach. She's a comedian. She has the best teeth in the business. How are you, Angel Gaines?
Oh my God! What in the intro is going on? Thank you, Rodney. I'm well.
Yeah, you look well. You look great. Did you change shirts?
No, it's what I had on.
Okay.
You colorblind? Yes, you are.
I am colorblind, actually. Yeah. All right. Oh, is that Rita Jones? Rita Jones, text me right now. My number is still the same. It's been the same 1,000 years. Text me. All right. Up next. I don't see your picture in the thing. Daniel, are you still there? My man Kyle. How you doing, Kyle? In the building. Oh, I'm sorry. Andrew Gates, you gotta get out of here. It's your turn. All right. Wow, man, Rita Jones, man, Rita Jones. What's up, Kyle? How are you, man?
Rodney, you got Angel, you got Rita, man. You got it going down.
Man, it is going down, Kyle.
What's that?
You do a number of things. You do a celebrity security. Sometimes you just whoop people ass or just because.
Rodney, stop.
And I love it about you. So with that, we're gonna get the show started. We're gonna get to these hot topics. Uh-oh. How you get in here? Who gave Spike the thing? You? Who the hell? Hold up. Who gave your ass the code? How you doing, Mr. Spike?
I'm living that good life, my nigga. Is it censored in here? Because you know, if it's censored, I might have to go.
Hey, you can say whatever you want to say, Mr. Spike. Man, I saw you on Clubhouse the other day, and I said, that's Spike in the building. Okay, Spike. The name of the show is Hot Topics. I'm gonna be shooting at the Hot Topics. If you want to chime in and say, hey, Rodney, I got something to say, and we're gonna rock it out. All right?
All right.
I love you, man. Hey, can you go put a shirt on though? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, one of my dogs. I've seen the world with this man. We traveled to Compton to Cairo, Frisco to Maine, and that's real. People say that, but me and this dude been all over the world together. Daniel Dugar, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? I don't know what was happening with the screen. I had to get back on, get off and get back on. But what's happening, brother?
It's all good, man. I can't thank you for coming on the show. One of my oldest and dearest friends, man. Thank you for rocking with us today.
Absolutely.
Who let Big Spike in? Was it you? I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, Dugar. I'm gonna find out.
Me.
I'm gonna find out.
Good to see him, though.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see it. All right. Okay. God dang it. Hey, let's get it going. All right. My guest, Corinne, the business bully. Ooh. Angel Gaines, could you do me a favor? Could you text Rita Jones my number?
Unfortunately, I don't have Rita Jones' number.
No, text her on Facebook.
Tell her to inbox you on Facebook.
I'm working.
Rita, can you inbox Rodney, message him on Facebook?
No. I can't fuck with it right now. I'm doing this.
Oh my God.
Favor. Goodness gracious.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, shit. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah.
I got it.
All right. Thank you. Cow out there. All right. Daniel Dugar and Spike. Let's get Spike got some clothes on. All right, he ain't ready. All right. Let's get it cracking today. Yeah, go. Who is that crackling? I don't know if y'all heard this story. We'll get right into the show. Danny Boy, R&B artist Danny Boy. Everybody familiar with Danny Boy back in the day? Oh, you know what? Maybe help us if you mute your phone until we talk.
Angel's typing. That's what you're hearing.
No, I'm not.
That's my Angel.
Mute your phone till we talk, please. Here we go. All right. Thank you. All right. Danny Boy, the artist, he says that when he was 15, working with Suge Knight at Death Row, that Mary J. Blige molested him. Mary J. Blige is a huge proponent of Mary J. Blige is a huge proponent of the Me Too movement. And the question is there a double standard with men and the Me Too movement? Business bully, what you think?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think, and I've talked about this publicly before. I was molested twice, once at 11 and once at 15. It is a double standard, because I didn't have any control over it, And then on top of that, you don't have the mindset. And just because you get an erection, that's a physical response to stimuli. That's not consent. So yeah, there's a lot of boys out here who have jacked up sexual ideas because they were taken down by the babysitter or by a hot old woman or Mrs. Robinson type of situation. I'm not saying MJB did it, but Danny Boy, I ain't mad at you.
Yo, Angel Gaines, as a grown woman that may take advantage of people from time to time, could you speak to this subject? I mean, Mary J. Blige didn't take no advantage of that boy, did she?
Nah, I mean, I understand what he's saying by is it a double standard, meaning like, is everybody going to just go get signs and start picketing and everything? I think that we have to look at everything in its context. And I think at this point in his life, it would, to me, it's like one of those little games you play with legal battles where you create diversions and deflections to get out of the hot water that you're in. Because if it were someone just on a regular day and they brought this up, I think that allegation will be taken a little bit more seriously. But because this guy is facing so much consequence, it's just a strategy for him to get over.
Well, but I mean, if it were a woman, you wouldn't evaluate her the same way, am I right?
If it was a woman who was facing all those charges and dealing with a lot of the legal
What charges? What charges? Angel Game?
You said Suge Knight, right?
No, Danny Boy. She didn't let Suge Knight. He worked at Death Row with Suge Knight. Danny Boy,
see how communication go. Go throw that to Daniel, because I don't even know that.
That's all right. What the hell? AD, man.
Yeah,
man. We in a crazy world. Is it a double standard when you think about this subject in reference for men and women? Because that's the story of a lot of men. Taking advantage of an older woman when they were young, and that affects your sexual life the rest of your life. What do you think?
Well, first of all, man, I've never had a babysitter, and we just babysitted our goddamn selves. But
right.
I think it's a double standard, man, because you just look at society. It's kind of like the severity of it. You look at a woman being molested, and you look at a guy being molested. They figure the guy is probably more equipped to handle himself or protect himself in that kind of sense. So I think that's where the double standard gets thrown in. But being molested is being molested regardless to the fact, but Danny Boy coming out right now. I mean, what does he want Mary J to be on death row or something? What you complaining about, bro? Shit.
I think I don't know what his motives are, but again, like I said, the Angel, if a woman come out 30 years later, you're not supposed to say nothing, you're supposed to just deal with it. So, Corinne, am I losing my mind?
I'm kind of mixed on this because I need to know more details. How old was he? How old is he alleging she was when it happened? Was he looking for it? Because these are all the same questions that women get asked. So, I need to know more details, context. I need to figure out why this boy is coming out 30-something years later against a woman who had nothing but all kinds of drama in her life and sang about it. So, I find it hard to believe that this poor woman who'd been beaten, abused, and been through the shit that she had been through is going to abuse some boy that works with them or works with her. I don't know. I feel like she's a classier type of lady. She seems to be a more professional type of woman. I don't know. I don't necessarily buy it, but I know I have taken advantage of men as well. So.
Oh God! You disagree?
I mean, come on now. I mean, that's a double standard comment. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like you can't really say that. I agree with you on how old was he, but that shit happens. That shit happens on both sides, And it's just one of those things. Sometimes you don't even know that you're doing it and you're doing it. It just depends on how that person feels and their emotions come out towards something like that.
Wow. Right. Let me bring my man in, Big Spike, legendary comedy promoter, LA. Spike, you heard what we're talking about. Man, Danny Boy came out and said that he think Mary J. Blige molested him when he was like 15, hanging around Death Row. Was he just an adult atmosphere and nobody knew how old anybody was, maybe?
No, man. Danny Boy was the youngest one on the death row back in that time. Okay? So, hey, they was picking on him. And, Mary probably picked on him too because she was a big girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. Hey, thank you, Mr. Spike.
I'm just saying, Danny, I'm just saying, he was the youngest one here. He got dogged around by everybody. You ever read into the stories and this and that? And, as a matter of fact, his stuff never dropped. And it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on, bro. You talking about Death Row in the 90s, man.
Yeah, that definitely was a lot, man. Hey, thank you, Big Spike. Stay with me, bro. All right. Yo, Kyle, join us, man. I mean, we all as men have to be aware of how we treat people nowadays, but do women need to be thinking about this as well?
Of course, women have to think about it as well. I'm sorry, my phone was catching. Hold on, I got to.
Word. So, ladies, let me pose that to you. We as men, new heightened, we have to think about this stuff now. Do you think about this stuff at all, Angel? I mean, you're in the dating world. You're a professional as well. You have to think about this.
She didn't want to get in trouble.
What she do?
She left.
I take you out. I'm sorry, Angel.
You took me out.
I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, you took me out. You trying to incriminate me?
I said I'm sorry. Go ahead, woman.
Is my connection okay, Rodney? I feel like I'm in slow motion.
You are, but just talk. We can hear you.
Okay. I was gonna say I got kicked off Tinder because they said I was catfishing with pictures. So I had.
Were you catfishing with pictures?
I didn't know that violated the thing. What I had done was I superimposed myself hanging out with Cardi B and Meg, the Stallion. I put myself in the picture. I didn't pretend to be them, and they kicked me off Tinder. So I can say yes, they're getting a little bit more sensitive with what women do these days.
All right, final word, business bully, man. How do we deal with this going forward, men and women?
Listen, I'm a big believer. I don't know, maybe it's the businessman in me. I'm a big believer in non-disclosure agreements and saving all types of receipts. Because listen, you ain't gonna jack up nothing out here. And I'm gonna tell you this real quick, because ladies love to paint Mary J. Blige out like a victim. Lest we forget that at this particular point in time, she ain't hooked up with KC yet.
Oh,
she didn't get any of that yet. On top of that, in 1995, she got with Case, and Case was almost engaged to another girl. So when they were doing a Touch Me, Tease Me video, that's when his girl found out that Case was messing with Mary for the better part of a year.
Oh my God.
Just saying. So she's not above it, is my point. Thank you.
So wait. Rand, business bully is saying that Mary got some skeletons. I think you shut up talking about the queen.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Look, I'm a huge Mary J. Blige fan. Her music helped me get out of a lot of relationships myself. So I'm not going to hate her on her from that standpoint. But as a woman who has been a predator, especially with white boys, I just have a thing. Like if a white boy don't like me, I want to invade him even more. So I know about predatory behavior. So I can admit that women, we need to think about it, because we can be a little predatory too. We be coming after the dick so hard sometimes that guys are scared and they just give it up because they don't know what to do. So we have to watch ourselves.
Dugar, you're a great looking guy. Have you ever had a chick come at you that hard?
I've had a few come at me that hard, but you know me, Rodney. I'm so laid back and chill, man. Sometimes it's just a regular conversation to me when they didn't put the shit in my hand and I don't even recognize it's in my hand. And then when they're aggressive like that, I always say to myself, who sent you?
Wow, who sent you? Who sent?
Yeah, man.
Got a lot of people tuning in. Rita Jones is in the building. Yes, women should be aware of how they address the same issues towards men, especially grown women. Ladies, you better watch yourself. Black Ear Podcast. Sniff, sniff. Is that victim shaming? She said. Dion Lack is with us. I love y'all. Appreciate it, Dion. And Amir Silly is in the building. Wait a minute. What did it say? Somebody. Harry Jermaine. Rodney, you look like Martin Lawrence. I don't know about that. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Have y'all been paying attention to this young lady, Naomi Osaka, the tennis player? She had the whole thing last week with the French Open. She didn't want to do the interview. She said it was really weighing on her mentally to answer all these crazy questions. So she decided not to answer the questions. They fined her $15,000, but then the French Open kept talking shit. So she, you know what? I ain't doing it all. And she backed out of the French Open. Well, this week, she backed out of her another match. What do y'all think is up with this lady? I mean, she's always got some sort of mental thing going, but like, you hate to see such a young girl go through this. Dugar, what are you thinking, man?
You know, I look at that young sister, man, and I've watched her play, very gifted, and we don't take mental illness serious enough, man. It's like the corporations, because she's such a draw, and she just withheld out of Wimbledon, the Wimbledon warm up. So the corporations, the money is already, the check's already signed, so it's so much money coming in, and she's such a draw, and her pulling away may affect ticket sales. And they look at the money over the issues of her having some mental illness, man. What, you keep pressing a young lady like that, or even a young man, and they can't handle that pressure. What happens when they commit suicide? Now all of a sudden it's just like, oh, this is such a sad tragedy. Right. But y'all kept pushing her over the edge, and she's trying to tell you, and there's no time limit for her to say when she will be ready, man. There's no time limit to that.
Now, do you think that they will acquiesce and be like, look, you don't have to do the interviews? You think they'll do that?
I don't. It's I don't know, man. You look at the brand. You say to yourself, okay, is the brand so big that you take away humanity? This young lady could possibly be screaming out, yelling out, crying out for help, and they're constantly ignoring it. All about for the mighty dollar and the brand and what she's gonna bring to them as being a draw. She's like the new Serena, man.
Right.
So I think she should take her time, whether that's a year, 6 months, a year, or maybe even 2 years, for her to get herself right. Because if she's not right, she ain't gonna be right for nobody else, especially tennis.
Wow, Corinne. I mean, I know you're a tough broad. Is this young lady just belly aching? Does she need to get her shit together, get it out there and play some tennis?
Look, I wholeheartedly support people who have mental health issues and need to pull themselves out of it. I definitely think the corporations need to like calm the hell down. But, it's a small but when you're a person in a sport or entertainment industry and you're on the big level, and you know what it takes, you know what it requires. You can't tell me that you haven't watched Serena and Venus Williams for all the years that they've been doing it, handling everything that they've been thrown at them, being the first Black women to really take tennis to a whole new level. You know the pressures that are going to come with it. I'm not saying that they're right to the way that they're treating her, but to a certain degree, she has to understand where she's put herself, in what position she's put herself in. Like, you're one of the best. Like, it's not to say like she shouldn't expect it, but like, if you're canceling things because you're just mad, or if you're canceling them because you actually need the help, those are two different things. That's what we don't know, because we're not her. We don't know whether or not she's doing it because she's upset, or whether she's doing it because she really needs a break. So it's like, I can't judge her about taking a break, because, you know, if it's a mental health issue, then maybe she needs to pull away from tennis completely until she, like you said, she can take a year or two off to get herself right, so that way she can handle the pressure when she's ready to, as opposed to putting herself in the mix when she can't handle the pressure. Because with whatever field that you take, entertainment, sports, or what, there's going to be pressure. There's pressure for you to win. There's pressure for you to stay on top. There's pressure for you to be in the constant limelight. So you have to know whether or not you can handle that. So it's like, you know.
Wow. April Mason is in the building. Hello, April Mason. Thank you for tuning in. Amir Searley says it does not mean everyone handles those moments the same. Well said. And let's look at Aretha Jones made a great comment. I'm torn on this. Interviews are part of the game. Basketball players are also fine for skipping interviews, but she does need to take care of herself, even if it means dropping out of some matches. Right. Man, Bully, I mean, at the end of the day, is it business, man? Like, when does when does the sport have to take into consideration her mental capability?
Well, here's the thing. When white people run everything, they don't have to. The problem is this is white supremacy being disguised as business. Because if this was Martina Navratilova or Maria Sharapova, we would not be having these conversations. It would be like, oh my God, we have to wrap our arms around her. Every women's group, all that femininity shit, all that feminism shit y'all love to talk about that does not include you if you're black or brown is, not here for her. Not to mention, I don't know if you know this, but historically speaking, when black women were pregnant and were having issues and their water was breaking while they were picking cotton, they still had to pick that damn cotton. They didn't care about any damn thing else. Our skin is weaponized, our skills are monetized, and at the end of the day, if there's anybody who feels like she should just suck it up, they're out of their minds because they own this. They can sit up there and say, listen, these are the standards. This is what we're going to do. She's not available for interviews. Comedians who reach a certain level do it all the time. Steve does it. Ricky does it. Monique does it. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That is their right because their only obligation is to perform. They start to put all this other stuff in here because they're trying to upsell the situation. And when you don't have the same standard across the board, it is either bias or absolutely implicit white supremacy. And I'm not going to sit up here and allow anybody to act like that black woman is not in her rights to say, listen, I need a mental health break. Because what we do as entertainers, as performers, you know what it is. There's not a comedian on here who ain't never been booed out the room.
Hold on, Bully, though. And I'm push back a little bit on this. I'm going to tell you why. Because if she had said that at the outset, it would be a non-issue. But she didn't say that. She said, I feel a certain type of way when I'm doing interviews. I don't want to do interviews. If she'd have said, I need to take a mental break, then I think then we'll be able to digest it a little better. Adrian Gaines, what do you think? Unmute.
I think that it's really we going way too deep over the issue, and I want to address something ahead of time. Like you said, when she mentioned the break being necessary, it was because of the way that she is treated with the press. And I think we got to stop thinking that athletes are supposed to take whatever the world, quote unquote, is giving them. And they can take reins and take, and make choices about whether or not they're going to put themselves in that level of vulnerability where the press is issuing, talk about Black Lives Matter. The press asks you about an OJ verdict if they wanted to. A lot of the questions has nothing to do with their game. So for her to say, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and take the consequence, which was pay the $15,000 or whatever and leave it be, wasn't good enough. And that's what I don't understand. If somebody's opting out of doing something and they just took the consequence, it should be a period. But I think in a lot of times when it comes to, like he was mentioning, Black athletes who can afford to take consequences and still run their own show is very intimidated to the power that be.
Rita Jones says she don't agree with the race thing. I've seen white tennis players get fined for missing interviews, but misbehaving as well. Look at Jordan. But I don't know, Rita, about that. I'm a firm believer that everything is race. Everything has some racial connotations. Keandra, maybe she feels ashamed to say she needs mental health break. Sometimes you can't. But okay, Keandra. But either you won't help or you don't. Either you won't help or you don't. Right? All right. Let's move on. We beat this to death. Have y'all seen these new virtual reality glasses, the Oculus glasses?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all been paying, especially the entertainers on the panel. Yo, there's a world in a virtual world that they're building comedy clubs. People are paying tickets to see you. So my question to you is, would you perform in the virtual world? Angel Gaines.
Absolutely. And I'm going to pick the body that I want to be in too. If I'm going to be virtual, I'm going to have all the curves. I'm going to have my dream body and I'm going to be on stage and it's going to be fabulous. I think that we got to grow and expand as entertainers, and long gone are the days where we're doing things like we did in 1985 as comics. It's like evolved, you know, it's a whole new world out
Yo,
there.
my
And I'm
buddy,
sure that means that you'll probably be.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that I'm sure that we'll be able to get a lot of residual money, because what is that new thing now, that NFT or something, where when you have real estate or whatever in the virtual means, or you know, in the virtual world, I think it's just more opportunities to make money.
Well said. Dugar, are you gonna be rocking in that virtual space, man?
Man, I'm a rock wherever there's an audience. But I still think that live comedy is the best and purest form. When you start taking away, you know, the people, it becomes, it just kind of puts it in a different box. You know, I think the virtual thing is good, especially for the outreach for people to chime in from wherever globally. But there's nothing better than being there live. And you know, I'm actually looking at buying a pair of those Oculus glasses too. That's my take on it.
I'm about to give me some, but it ain't for no comedy show. You know,
right. Yeah, definitely ain't for no comedy show.
my glass is gonna be foggy. Yo, Kyle, man, you work in the security field, man. Is this gonna end your job? Can you do security in the virtual world?
No, man, not at all. I wish it was that way, but you know what? You know, I'm working with Tiffany Haddish now, and Tiffany is excited about going back out on the road. You know, she just got the new flick with the runner Miss Joyner.
Yeah, she played Jojo. That was my story.
That's gonna be pretty awesome all the way around. Can't wait to get back out on the road. No, can't do anything virtual. And you know, honestly, I can appreciate every comic's effort in trying to make it work. But Rodney, you got to be honest, man. It really doesn't work. Like Dugar said, it's just, we need live comedy back for sure.
Hey, I completely agree, man. But at the same time, this might be the new frontier. Corinne, what's your thoughts? This might be the new frontier.
I'm gonna do it butt ass naked. I'll be virtually naked. Y'all can tip me as much as you want. I will do that comedy stage butt ass naked. I will twerk, do the splits. I will dance on a pole. It's virtual. Can't happen to me. So I mean, I'm at a point in my life where I want to get up on every and any stage. I'm not saying no to any opportunity at this point. So
Corinne? You know what, Corinne? If you want to, you get naked right here. Yo, let's keep going. Business bully, man. What are you thinking? What's the business of this look like? Because people it's like real deal real estate out here in this virtual space. They're creating things that's next level, man. What do you think?
I mean, I think that's just the wave of the future. Right now, a good friend of mine named Akonundrum is creating the first online Black-owned retail mall, where you have like a virtual mall. You can go into the shops virtually and buy stuff. Also, like other folks said, NFTs are hot right now. The one thing that I will tell comedians, as a comedian, we got to get up on the business. We're always the last ones to get the bread when it comes to technology. And y'all got to get over this traditionalist shit, because this traditional shit is going to kill you. I'm all about anytime you want it. I got a hot 45 for you, whether it is on a stage, in a stadium, or any place else. The thing of it is, I'm not going to turn away money, but I'm not going to be the last person on the plane, because if man wasn't ready to fly, then God would have given him wings. Thank you.
Hey, I'm sick of you applauding for yourself, okay? Love it though. Yo, man, I think this is really interesting. Yes.
I just want to add, this conversation reminds me of what it was like when live musicians were playing before recordings happened. It's like, if you are an artist, you have to evolve, because there is a generation who does not appreciate your art like you do. And so it will die. Like, none of us are rushing to go listen to classical music because we didn't grow up like, ooh, the violins. We weren't on the Titanic with the trios. That wasn't our jam, right? So
If we
now you
was,
got,
we wouldn't be here.
right, but I'm just saying real quick that you have kindergartners right now, 5 years old on Earth. They don't know anything about live comedy the way you experience it with Robin Harris. And guess what? It'll just be like Black History moment, like how when we were kids and we saw black and white pictures. We weren't there. We didn't see Mahalia Jackson sing in the churches, and so now singing like Mahalia in the churches is not the thing. You got to be singing like Kurt Franklin and T-Pain in church.
Wow. Rita says, I'm late on almost everything, but I enjoy the Zoom comedy shows. That is definitely a new what we had to adjust to during the pandemic, guys. Dugar, talk to me about adjusting to virtual comedy. I mean, not necessarily with the Oculus, but performing with like this, like
Rodney, I did a few Zoom comedy shows, and like the brother Business Bully was saying, you have to evolve, and I can honestly say that I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel the energy, man. I'm a cat who vibes off the energy over people looking at me like we're looking at each other right now and laughing. It's just not the same. It's not the connection. But I do understand evolving. But this generation today is so isolated on being by themselves to have all the outreach they want to have, but still be solo by themselves. I mean, you got people working at home now and they enjoy that. And the people contact is just really disappearing. So for me, I don't really like the Zoom shows. I'll do them, but man, it's nothing like live audience, man. And it's sad to say that. I hope we're not moving away from that.
Wow. Hey, D, I think I agree with what you're saying, but man, I started making money on Zoom, and I was like, I might not leave the house again. Because I got a couple of checks, and I was like, okay, y'all paying me for it? Okay. See that? Yo, I'm coming to you next, Angel Corinne. I know you're on Clubhouse performing for people in the room. You can hear laughter. But what about what Dugar says? How do we get that vibe virtually?
It's funny because when you're doing it virtually, whether it's Clubhouse or Zoom, you kind of have to rely on your own previous experiences. Is kind of what I looked at it myself. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's sort of like sometimes you have to create the vibe in your own mind so that way you don't falter. Or so that way you don't lose your own energy, because it's very easy to lose your own energy when you're talking to people and you don't know how they're responding to you back. So like, I mean, I'm an actress as well, so you kind of have to act. It might not be the best vibe that you've ever had, but you got to act like it is. You got to give them as much energy as they would expect as if you were at a live show. So I look at it as being a comedian. I'm working both muscles as far as virtually. I'm working my comedy muscles, but I'm also working my acting muscles because I have to act happy. I have to act energized. I have to act like this is the best shit they've ever going to hear in their lives. So I got to give them a performance regardless of if I have the performance atmosphere. So, because you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching.
Wow. Angel Gaines.
Yeah, I was just going to say when it comes to Zoom comedy, I look at it as learning how to do a different style of comedy, not taking what I did in the clubs and putting it on Zoom, but literally create another style of comedy for Zoom. It's kind of like, it's kind of like being in a stage play and acting on film. It's two different styles.
Right.
But Rodney, what happens with that is comedy is arguably the last purest art form that we have. So do we want to lose that? Because we're losing so much. That's almost like losing culture. When you go into the virtual world, are you really, so you, the sister Corinne was just like, you got to work those muscles, which I totally understand. But Is it acting? Or the audience really getting the purest and the realest art form, or are we acting like we're giving it to them?
Wow. So there's a bit of a disconnect.
I think that the purists.
I'm listening.
Oh, I was just saying to Daniel that the whole part of you saying the purest art form, that's subjective in the sense of, are these people paying to see the purest art form, or are they coming to be entertained? Everybody's coming with their own agenda and their own perception as to what they're enjoying about this. So it may just be your own personal belief system that you're honoring the purest form of art, in comedy, but it may not be everybody else's agenda.
It's called respecting the art form. If you have someone coming to watch you perform live, you want them to respect the art form in which you're presenting to them. Now, when you go virtual, they could just be sitting in their homes or whatever, doing whatever, and really, really not understanding or respecting the pure art form that you are giving them, because the cultural gap is lost.
But here's to play the devil's advocate, because I understand what you're saying, but what about those people that can't really leave their houses anymore? Maybe COVID fucked them up so much that now they're trapped at home in a virtual world.
But what does that have to do with respecting the art form and respect? What is it? That has nothing to do with it.
It does, though, because we don't know how they're feeling about it. We don't know why they're logging on to watch a virtual comedy show. We don't know the intentions behind it. Like, if someone says, hey, Corinne, I'm going to pay you $500 to do a virtual show on Oculus, I'm going to do it. It's a lot more money than a live show at a lot of places would pay. And maybe it's a curtailed audience. Maybe it's a niche audience. Maybe it's an audience of people that are looking for this type of entertainment because maybe that's what they're looking for. So that's like,
I understand.
You know,
I understand
like,
that.
Let me jump in here, guys, because this is what I wanted for this show. I wanted to debate, and thank you, D, for really giving both sides of this coin, because it is a lot. And for me personally, my big issue, and Rita, I see you, but you didn't pull your picture up, so I know you're ready. But the thing for me is the virtual thing. When we couldn't perform, it helped me mentally, because I've been doing comedy 30 years. I've never had 100, 200 days where I couldn't perform. So I don't look to replace live performance with virtual, but at the same time, I respected it because it was the only thing I had at that moment.
Yeah, I think it's an extension of comedy. I don't think it's going to take away from live comedy, because I don't think anything could replace live comedy. Live comedy is its own thing, and I don't think anything's ever going to compare to it. But I understand it as a like kind of a sidebar, an extra. When we don't have it, now we have this on the side. So if we ever get hit with another pandemic or something that shuts down the world again, now we know we have other avenues to get what we need.
Final word,
I respect what both of you sisters are saying. I think there's no right, there's no wrong to it. Yeah. It's evolving, but it's also trying to have a balance and build that common denominator where we can carry both.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, well said, man. Great. Good. Wait a minute. Who's in here? Ladies and gentlemen, Rita Jones is in the building. Very funny, super funny lady. She's also a property owner. I want to say, and I know this is a fact, Rita rented Cat Williams his first apartment in LA.
It was the second one, because he got kicked out of the first one, I think. and I found him homeless in a U-Haul truck.
Wow.
I just let him take over my mom's building, in which I was taking over one of the apartments. I let him have it because I moved in with my mom. But I'm not a homeowner anymore. We had to sell the house, which I should have did years ago. So I'm an apartment dweller now. But I'm good.
I'm not mad at you.
I don't have to cut the grass.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm working virtually. I'm one of those virtual employees, I'm working at home. And what Daniel and Corinne say, it's like, and Angel, you look beautiful as usual. You guys all look great. Good to see you. I was going to say that I did a ton of Zoom comedy shows, but you guys are right. There is no replacement for live comedy at all, because it's another kind of genre. You stand up, you don't even stand up. You're sitting down at a desk and you're doing comedy like this. Or you have to build your own background and stand there with a mic and put it together somehow. I did it. I struggled with it, but I did it. But trust me, I was too comfortable with messing up my jokes. I wasn't comfortable with the audience being muted, because sometimes they'd be muted and you think, oh no, I'm bombing. This is horrible. And you're so close to their faces when they can see you bomb in your face. I mean, you ever bomb right up in somebody's face and you still looking at them, they looking at you, and you're like, what do I do now? When you're on the stage, you can do this.
If you bomb, you can always delete the whole thing.
Yeah, sort of. Sort of. You can we rerun this? But stand-up comedy is like stage acting. You have to be there. You have to intonate. You have to enunciate. You have to hold your mic. You have to stand in the stage on the right spot of the spot. You got stage room if you want to move. I mean, it's a completely different muscle. But I have social anxiety, so I really do enjoy being at home. I enjoy working at home. I enjoy the virtual thing.
Let me ask you
but I will get out if I have to.
Let me ask you this, Rita. You said virtual anxiety. Let's go back to that other story we talked about earlier. Like, how do you cope with that anxiety to be able to press through life?
Well, that's the problem. I've always struggled with it. I did not know. I think the one thing about the COVID and everybody being at home and all of this talking about mental health, now it made you realize, hey, there's something I didn't realize I was dealing with that I've always been dealing with. Social anxiety is like, for me, Did you get diagnosed, or did you make this up because you read on the internet? I believe I read the internet and made it up, but I've always had anxiety issues. Only because I just don't like being around people that much.
Hold on, Rita Jones, and everybody else that's damn self-diagnosing themselves. I tell my kids this all the time. My kids say, I got acid reflux. I said, who told you that? Who told you that?
Google.
I'm lactose intolerant. Who told you? When the last time you been to the doctor? Business bully. What you think of people self-diagnosing themselves? Just making up shit. Rita said she.
I do have social anxiety. I never knew it was I never knew that's what it was called.
You're a comedian.
But I have
social anxiety.
That's what I'm trying to tell you guys what it is. It's not about standing on a stage and talking to an audience. It's about me being in a room with everybody else. It's about me going to a party or not. It's about me sitting
everybody got that. Don't everybody got that? Daniel, don't you got social anxiety? Daniel, you got social anxiety.
It not really, man. Not really. I don't.
Hold on. Corinne, I know Corinne got social anxiety. Corinne, you got social anxiety.
Social anxiety.
Angel James, do you got social anxiety?
No, I'm an introvert.
There
They're
you go.
Very similar, though.
Very similar. Introvert.
Maybe you got a point, Rita. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. I never sought people out. I never sought out.
Kyle,
hey,
do
Kyle.
You got social? Hold on, Rita. Kyle, do you got social anxiety?
I probably do now that Rita brings it up.
now your ass comes back.
Look, this will let you know. Don't invite me to nothing. I know I ain't going. I'm just gonna be figuring out a way to tell you I'm not gonna go.
Hey, Dugar. If I add one more person to the screen, Rita gonna have a damn panic attack.
Right.
I kind of am. I'm one person away from shying away from this.
Hey, Kyle, sit on the bench for a second. Rita about to lose it. All right.
No, I'm not. Bring Kyle back. I like Kyle.
No, Kyle is the best. Hey, let's do this before we go. And Man, first of all, I can't thank you all enough, man. You all my friends, and y'all came on to support the show today. The final segment of the show is a segment I call Would You Rather? Would you rather? And here's the question. This is for everybody, too. We'll answer one at a time. Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed? Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed? Corinne.
How did I know you was going to come to me first? What's funny is my mother did find a roach in her bed, and it ended up in her pants, and she came out and embarrassed herself in front of the kids while we were playing video games. So I've seen that. I would much rather find a rat in the kitchen than a roach in my bed, which would end up in my underwear or something, because I would flip out. I'd flip out. Burn the whole damn house down.
Kyle, you from the hood. Would you rather have a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
So roaches were never, ever, ever a thing for me. And not that rats are, but I'll take a rat in the kitchen because Rodney, I can't do roaches. Like Corinne said, I will burn the house down.
Rita Jones, a rat in the kitchen or a roach in the bed?
Did I mute myself? I would rather have a rat in the kitchen. A roach in the bed would make me shit in the bed. I just talk about embarrassing yourself, Corinne. I would embarrass the whole apartment building, have a roach in my damn bed. That would just. I got cats. I can get rid of the rat. The rat's good. I can chase him. I can kick a rat.
Oh shit! Angel Gang, would you rather have a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
I have eaten in New York at fast food restaurants. I'll take rats in the kitchen.
Oh God, Bully! No.
The rats.
Would you rather have a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed? Man?
So here's what's funny. I was playing a comedy club on the Bible Belt, and a lot of the comedy clubs, they have comedy condos now that we stay in, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the bed watching TV late night after the show, man, and a big old giant southern flying roach was crawling on the sheets towards me, and I flicked the sheets, and I didn't know where it went, and it flew on the wall, and I turned the lights on to grab a pair of my Converse and smashed him, and he fell, but he wasn't dead, and I just kept hitting him, and I finally killed him. But you also got to understand, roaches multiply. You can kill that one rat in the kitchen and find its entryway and patch that up and get rid of that rat. So I'm gonna take the rat in the kitchen.
Hey, Angel. Angel, I was in New York. We stayed down there. We were touring with Beauty Shop. I stayed in New York for like a month. Beautiful apartment, but they all look like shit in certain parts of New York, but still, it was a nice part of New York. So I'm in the room and I hear something scruffling behind one of the drawers, and I look down, and it was a rat coming through the wall into my hotel room, like it was his room. He came in, I'm like, I'm gonna sit down. Oh shit, what the fuck you doing in my room? I'm getting out of here. I mean, he literally looked at me like,
the rat, you was in his house. You was in his house.
Right.
He stood there, stared at me like, "What? You gonna get up or what?" I said, "You gonna get out?" Yeah, New York rats ain't nothing.
Wow, that's crazy. Bully, would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
Now I done slept with a couple hood rats in my bed, but you ain't put no roaches nowhere in my bed. And if a roach is in my kitchen, if a rat's in my kitchen, I'm gonna take my mama's cast iron skillet and beat the brakes for that motherfucker. Goddamn that Rodney Perry shit. That Disney shit is some bullshit. It was pro rat, that shit, and the pizza rat, whoever is the PR agent for these motherfucking rats, needs to be drug out to the street and shot. Not now, but right the fuck now. These goddamn rats. I'm fat. You ever see a fat nigga have if a fat nigga got some fucked up shit in his kitchen? No. Fat niggas keep their kitchen. This is the one place we keep clean. The fucking underbelly be shaved, be having that shit up under it. Not in our kitchen. Kitchen is pristine. Ain't no rats in my motherfucking kitchen. But if I had to choose, If I had to choose, it's the rat in the kitchen. I'm fucking that motherfucker up.
Hilarious.
Fuck the working man. I'm fucking that motherfucker up my goddamn self.
All right. You make me cry, man. Okay. All right.
Great answer though. That's a great answer.
That was a super great answer.
It's amazing.
Daniel Dugar.
I guess Rodney.
I can't.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying
Oh,
this segment
man.
is brought to you by PETA.
Hey, Daniel Dugar, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, brother.
Man, and really connect with you, bro. What's your social?
You can follow me on IG, man. It's at Dugar, Dugar 007.
007 in the building.
007.
Hey, man, been around the world with this guy, man. Great human being, and it's an honor to have you on. Thank you for coming out, D.
Thank you, brother.
All right, up next, the business bully in the building, man. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, sir. I got rat anxiety disorder. I apologize for that tirade. I was it was a trauma response. I'm going through some mental health shit myself, apparently, right now. I'm over here sweating about this shit. You can find me at the Business Bully on all social media platforms. I still write for folks. I get up every once in a while, but I've changed my career for the most part to focus on building Black wealth and Black businesses. So check out everything, the Business Bully, IG, all that good stuff, man. So I'm out here.
You are definitely out here in these streets. Angel Gaines, how do people get in touch with you?
Oh, you can find me at the Angel Gaines on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. So just shout out to you.
Wow, thank you, Angel Gaines, for coming on today. Corinne, thank you so much for popping in with us today. Corinne, how do people stay in touch with you, be a part of your world?
Corinne in the Rosari at on Instagram or Corinne I on Twitter, Clubhouse. The police blotter, one or the other.
The police blotter. Corinne is a maniac, man. I love her. All right, and finally, the legendary Miss Retha Jones. Retha, first of all, where you get that TV from 1970 in the background?
Oh no, that ain't on 19. It doesn't look like an old tube TV. I'm sitting up here working on it. I'm like, I didn't realize. That's what I don't like about StreamYard. You can't, like Zoom, you can put your own virtual background in. And I got laundry on my tape, on my bed. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at work. I'm just finishing work. But
no. All jokes aside, like, how do people stay in touch with you, babe?
Well, on Facebook, I'm still just my name, Retha Jones. On Instagram, Ms. Retha J, and the same with TikTok. I think it's Ms. Retha J. I forget what my TikTok is, but yeah, Instagram, Ms. Retha J for sure.
Oh, Retha, you be TikToking? You be TikToking?
No, I like watching TikTok. It's almost as fun as doing it. I love watching.
Doing what?
TikTok.
Doing what?
Some fine dudes on TikTok.
Oh, you know what, Corinne, girl, I ain't looking.
There's some fine people on TikTok.
So wait, you said TikTok was almost as good as doing it. What? Doing what?
Wait, you said you be doing TikTok. What did you ask me?
I don't know.
You said you be doing TikTok. You be TikToking, Retha. I'm like, no, I be watching it.
Oh,
got it. I just watch. I don't post a lot. I'll just repost something, but it's fun. The people are funny on TikTok. I'm telling you.
Yo, man, this has been a crazy show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me last minute.
Amir was with us. Zachary, y'all went from mouse to rat. Out of this, he moved out of a spot because they had a rat. Rosemary was watching. She said some comedians maybe can't leave home for the reason that it would be great to hear from them, especially our greats who are up in age. With Zoom, we can still hear from them. Rosemary, I don't know about that shit, but good luck. All right. My name is Rodney Perry. The show is what is the show? Oh, HotTopix. Yeah, the show is HotTopix, and that's our show for today. Good luck.
Thank you.
What about
Thank
your
you
boy
guys.
Rodney Perry?
Everybody just stop what you're doing.
Rodney Perry. OTB every night.
what's up? Everybody on your feet, get up. Good laughs, good people, good vibes. Get ready, cause it's about that time. So clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Laugh it up, laugh it up, laugh it up. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Laugh it up, laugh it